Good afternoon, everyone. David speaking. It's Sunday afternoon here, very wet Sunday in London. We're closed tomorrow, but the US will be open this week. It's normally a low volume week, the week between the UK bank holiday and the American bank holiday. Nevertheless, after the Jackson Hole speech at the end of last week, American stock market's looking strong. The longer term trend on VectorVest is up, and the short term trend is up, and as you can see on our color guard here, the market showing a green light, which tells us that the VectorVest composite in the US is up both day over day and week over week, a strong signal. Let's have a look at the overall market itself, and I remain optimistic about the overall market and have done for quite a long while. There is the longer term trend, and the last upswing happened way back in the middle of May, and VectorVest has been saying that although it's gone up and down quite a bit since, that the longer term trend, or what we call a confirmed up, occurred as it broke out of this little triangular formation in the middle of May. As you can see, a textbook 5-wave triangle for those chartists that are listening. Pushing up very strong. This is a really important level, folks, because for a long time the 78% retracement acted as a line in the sand here. As you can see, once, and that was a bearish move, that AB equals CD up, down to support, and then again to support, and then it hesitated here quite a few times. So once, twice, third time, and has it gone through? Well, time will tell, but it looks very good to me. Certainly I'm betting that it's going to move up from here. I've been positive for a very long time, and that's to do with the weekly chart that I've shown many times. If I take the fib off just to so we can see the wood for the trees, that's the weekly chart over the last 3 years. I always put on the MACD as well, and the MACD showing a very long reverse divergence, or a slingshot, which I've always felt was going to precede another strong run up on the upside. The founder of VectorVest, Dr. Bart Diludo, has got a market climate model, a fundamental model that looks at earnings, interest rates and inflation, and based on that model, and he's been working on that model for over 30 years, he's happy to say that we're still in a bull market. So the bull market is mature, but as I've been saying now, and I've said it over the last 2 or 3 months, I still think that there's another kick in the upside. Nevertheless, it is mature. By some definitions, it's the longest bull market in history. I've been busy, and I've been busy in quite a few US positions. Centene has been just the greatest one. I have positions in Lulu, positions in Apple. I particularly like Palo Alto, and it seems to have broken up the page very strongly on Friday, and it's overvalued, so it is a momentum trade, not an investment, but earnings per share growing, that's for sure, growing from under $2.50 to $3.50. I put on 3 moving averages in every chart, 21, 55 and 89, and as you can see, those are all positive. Market came down and took out all these lows, which was always a good sign. A great deal of liquidity created down there, and it would seem to have broken up very strongly. The first target, folks, would be this little bit repeated, and that would be a target of what, $20, $25. You can work it out for yourself. The bigger target, of course, would be this flagpole, in fact, added to that low, which would be a much bigger target, but it's a swing trade for me. So if it makes this distance, let's see if I can get it, if it makes this bit repeated, then I'll be quite happy to take the money off the table. Okay, it's on a buy recommendation on VectorVest, and it looks good. Another share that I've been looking at a few minutes ago, but I haven't bought into it yet. I found it on my Sunday afternoon various searches that I do, but it's a share called Universal Insurance. It's trading significantly under the VectorVest valuation. The price appreciation potential is 1.43, which is excellent, and the safety of the earnings is 1.39, which is excellent. It's trending up strongly on a buy recommendation, and it should grow earnings at 16% a year next year. And I've got the chart here, and the chart is appealing to me. As you can see, it's trading significantly under the VectorVest valuation, and earnings per share is growing nicely from the bottom left to the top right of the screen. It's been on a buy recommendation for one heck of a long time, but recently it's gone into the sideways consolidation, and this is very common, folks. If you see a market breaking up the page, it tends either to pull back or go sideways into the zone between the 21 and the 55-day moving average. I've noted that over the last 30 years. And it seems to be going sideways here, ladies and gentlemen, if I can make that up, in a nice little ascending triangle continuation pattern. And for those of you that have spent your youth looking at chart patterns, my eye can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 waves, and if my mentor Mr. Gann is correct, the darn thing should break on the 4th attempt, which is any time now. So if the general market moves up, I've got this line on here, and I think if you see that going up through 46.50, then there's a good chance that that's going to break on the upside. I like this outside day, so let's see what happens during the course of the week. It's going to be a low volume week, and if that should break up the page, then I shall do my best to add to this. I also like the volume picture, folks, because as the price was rising here, the volume rose as well, and then as the price is going sideways, the volume has fallen, and that's indicative of lots and lots of people joining this feeding frenzy here, and no sellers, or not that many sellers as it moves sideways. A break on big volume would be a really good sign to get aboard. Clearly anything can happen, folks, and I think that you need to manage your risk well, size your positions properly, and make sure that in any one trade you don't lose any more than 1 or 2% of your account size. I hope you found this useful. I think, and I'm hoping, that we've got a nice run in the American market after Labor Day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.